Hey everyone, Caleb with the Antique Book Collective, and today I'm getting to you guys with a question that I've heard quite a few times, and it's actually one that I've had myself quite a few times. And that is, should I make my own website to sell my antique books on, my whatever you end up selling? Should I make my own website to do that, or should I do it on eBay? And honestly, another question that you might have is, should I list it somewhere else, like say, let's just think Etsy. You can do like OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, all those other places. Like, should I sell my things on all those other places? And right off the bat, I would honestly like to tell you guys, oh, you should do this one particular thing. But at the end of the day, that isn't something I actually can say because it is such a case by case basis. And on top of that, I mean, I'm not your business advisor. So, I mean, honestly, you shouldn't be listening to a random guy on YouTube for everything. But this is something that you guys should like think about quite a bit. And for me, I personally am selling on eBay, and I am planning on continuing selling on eBay for quite a long time. And the reason for that is because even if I could have more control over things, if I had my own website, or if I cross promote my things on all these different platforms, at the end of the day, there is a cost of how much time you're putting into those things. But the other thing is there's a cost of what you're missing out on if you are choosing to do certain things at the exclusion of others. So let's say you choose to do a website instead of doing eBay. That can actually hurt you in the long run because, just a little preface right here, I make and I run websites for a living. That's one of my side hustle jobs that I do. So I'm a bit of an expert on this. I mean, I'm not the smartest out there, but I do know a little bit. And when you make a new website, it actually takes several months, usually, for your website to start showing up in Google searches, or just any search engine in general, like Bing, DuckDuckGo, all those. It'll take about 6 months, 8 months, depending, somewhere in there, for your stuff to actually start showing up, which means you will have to go at least that long without having many or any sales whatsoever on your website. And if you are just starting out your business, you don't want to put in the expense of a new website. So I know you can do websites for free on some things, but it's usually better to buy your own domain just because it's a safer bet, and that way you actually have your domain for when you're ready. But that's another thing for another talk. But at the end of the day, there is a cost because you won't be making as many sales as if you as if you listed your stuff, say, on eBay from the very beginning, because eBay has the built-in traffic. So whereas if you make your own website, you don't have any traffic to begin with. No one knows you're out there. Even if they're looking up your specific book, you might not show up. Even if they type in everything you have, your stuff might not show up because Google just takes some time to pick up stuff. And Google actually, they're like the biggest search engine out there, as you guys probably know. But like for me, with the websites I run, I'm getting like 90% of my traffic just from Google. So if I'm not getting picked up by Google for all that time, that's potentially thousands of viewers that aren't seeing my stuff. And on top of that, if someone's looking for your specific book, word for word, then odds are they would have found it on eBay anyways. So listing it on your website could not really help you in the long run. Now, that being said, I'm not saying that you should not make your own website. I personally have been thinking about it for a long time. I'd really love to, but for the reasons I've already said and some other reasons, I haven't done it just yet. But there is some benefits to doing your own website. So some of those benefits are, one, you have a lot more control. So a lot of people always are complaining about eBay because eBay changes rules, they change fee structures, they change this, and this all the time. A lot of these times it's just, a lot of people say it's just money grabs. Honestly, I'm inclined to believe them because there aren't a lot of reasons why eBay should be increasing their fees for a lot of these things, but eBay does. That's eBay's business, and when you are selling on eBay, you're agreeing to do business with eBay. They set the rules because you're using their platform, so you got to suck it up a little bit. But if you do your own website, you don't have to pay any fees to eBay. Like if you do accept your stuff through PayPal or any debit card or whatever, there will be there will be fees you have to pay on that side of things, but you won't have to pay the listing fee. You won't have to pay this fee. Instead, if you use Bluehost, which is the one that I personally recommend and really enjoy, I don't have an affiliate for that. That's just a company that I really enjoy hosting with. But if you do Bluehost, and if you do what I did, I paid a little over $100 for 3 years of hosting with their bottom tier thing, and that was a really good deal for me. But that, again, is $100. And if you're shelling out $100, you could see that as a fee that you do have to end up paying. And yes, you will end up saving money in the long run if you do all your sales through that. But again, you have the entire issue of eBay has a whole lot more traffic than your website is going to have, especially initially. The next thing though is, let me just check really quick. Oh, so I like to call it booty coverage. As I've said before in other videos, it's when you're covering your butt. And the nice thing about websites is you are covering your own butt because you aren't risking eBay ever taking down your listing. You're not risking eBay closing your account. You're not risking all these things that are caused by outside forces, things that you cannot control. The only thing that you really are risking by running your own website is potentially getting hacked, potentially getting your website down, potentially having your servers, all that sort of stuff, a whole bunch of technical stuff. There is that risk of things going down. If you are buying your or paying for your hosting with a good company like, say, Bluehost, the odds of your site going down is a whole lot lower because Bluehost has been doing what they've been doing for a long time, so they know what they're doing. But there is always times where there's outages. Like just a few months ago, as of me recording this, I think it was December, Amazon, which like has their whole thing that has a whole lot of hosting for a whole lot of companies. Amazon had their entire AWS thing go down just a month or two ago. That was absolutely devastating to a lot of people because a lot of people depend on Amazon having their servers up all the time. So when AWS went down, that hurt a lot of people. So that's something that you guys do want to consider. Now, of course, if Amazon went down, then that means eBay can go down too, but that's not guaranteeing anything because you don't know when the next time that's going to happen is. You don't know if your website's going to go down at the same time. It really doesn't matter if you're really thinking about it. Like, yes, it will hurt you in the near term, but you can't really prepare against everything. So while it is nice to cross-promote and cross-post your listings elsewhere, it's nice to do all those things because, again, booty coverage, you are making sure that you are putting your eggs in several baskets instead of all in one basket. There is, again, the entire issue of how long it takes to post all those things, how long it takes to make the website, how long it takes to make those accounts. There's a lot of time commitment that you're going to do if you are planning on doing multiple different places that you're listing your books. But there is the perk, the bonus, whatever you want to call it, of you're going to have a lot more views, and more views means more potential buyers, and more potential buyers means more actual buyers, and more actual buyers means more money for you. And at the end of the day, I guess we're all here for money, so it doesn't really hurt. I mean, if you really want to run the numbers, there are a lot of people like over at Daily Refinement, the guy says that runs it, don't cross post your things, like it's not worth the time that you put in, da 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 da. He says all that stuff, so I highly recommend you guys check out his channel because he has a lot of good information. I just recently found him when I was putting up this new channel for all you guys on antique books, so I've enjoyed his content, and I'm sure you guys would as well if you are planning on selling on eBay or anywhere, sorry, because he's got some really good stuff and he's really on it. So that said, I again just don't see why you would want to only have your stuff on only your website if you want to make your money as quickly as possible. If you want to make money as fast as possible, it's best to list all your stuff on eBay, maybe on a couple different platforms as well, but especially on eBay because eBay is where I've seen a whole lot larger of an antique book buying community. There are other services. I've mentioned Abe Books before. There's a few other places as well that you can list antique books on, and I am sure they get sales on it. I haven't personally checked out Abe's books for like selling myself, but I have seen quite a few sellers on it, which means there is obviously some money to be had, but I just don't like that platform at all. It's sort of clunky in my opinion, so that's why I like doing eBay as well. It's just, I like the streamlinedness, and there is the built-in amount of buyers out there. There are a lot of antique book buyers on eBay already, so when you are making an eBay store, you're almost guaranteeing that your books are going to get in front of these antique book buyers, and at the end of the day, those are the people that you want to be selling your books to. You want to be selling it to the people that already are buying these things. Whereas if you just make your website, you don't know who's going to find your website. Like, odds are it's someone looking for an antique book, but it's not guaranteed because, again, you guys are brand new. Google doesn't really know who you would be with this new website, so they will send people out to like test out your site. They'll be like, oh, maybe this person that's into dogs is going to like this site. Nope, they didn't like it. Like, eBay will be testing things out as they see who likes your site, and eventually they'll hone on and be like, oh, this is for antique book people or whatever you end up selling. But it is a whole learning curve for you and for eBay. So, sorry, for you and for Google. So I highly recommend that if you make your own website, still do your listings on eBay. And honestly, there is ways to list your stuff on your website and then have it link to eBay, and then if you link to eBay, it gets rid of some of the eBay fees because you referred to it. So there's that whole side of things, and that's a really cool thing. So that is something you guys might want to consider, especially if you're doing your own website. But that's just a whole bunch of stuff that I'd love to dive into more, but shouldn't because this video is already getting too long. So on to the next thing really quick. Let me just check. So I don't have a next thing. All right. So there is a lot more stuff that I would like to talk to you guys about for making your own website or doing it on eBay. But at the end of the day, there's just so much that I can't say it all. And honestly, I would recommend, because this is your own business, I would recommend that you guys test out all these different things. Like, if you want to do this, go do it. Like, especially if you've been doing this for a while, it cannot hurt to go out and test new things, because that's the only way that businesses grow. You can't keep growing by doing the same thing, because eventually you grow out of the little fishbowl you're in. You'll be like, oh, I'm the biggest fish here. What do? You have to test out new waters if you want to expand your business. That's why Amazon, they were just a bookstore, which, hint, hint, is a pretty cool thing for you guys. Something cool about the internet in general is if you do have a bookstore, the internet is sort of geared in your favor, because when someone types something in, your books are more apt to show up because they're looking for your specific thing, but there's no guaranteeing they're going to look for your specific thing. So that's sort of an issue as well. But back to Amazon. They started out with just books, and then they expanded and expanded and expanded, and now they're the everything store. So there is that whole side of things as well. You guys can expand. You guys should expand. If you want to make it big in business, you do have to be willing to try new things. You do have to want to put in a good effort on these things. Like, don't put in like a 20-cent effort when you need to put in a $20 effort. You need to like make sure that you're trying on these things, but if they don't work out, you have to be willing to accept that you failed on these things. And don't accept that failure is failure forever. Your thing might fail in 2022 when I'm making this video, but it might be worth trying again in 2027 or something like that. In a few years, things might change, the internet might change, that sort of stuff, and it might be worth testing again. So at the end of the day, guys, I would love to make my own website for my eBay antique book business, and I am still, part of me is planning on doing it, another part of me is like, don't do it just yet, eBay's fine still. But it's something that you guys definitely want to consider. It's something that you might want to test out, and again, it is just good booty coverage if you really want to do it. And again, you can also cross-post your stuff. I'm probably going to do a video in the future on how to cross-post your books onto different sites. I haven't done it personally, and odds are I won't be doing a walkthrough on that since I don't have the experience of it, but there are lots of people that do it, and there are lots of people that say that it increases their sales. I've heard figures as high as like 20% increase in sales, which isn't as much as I would have thought it would be, but it is still a good chunk increase. 20% more sales, that's pretty good. That could be the difference between profitability or not for your business. So all that said and done, I hope that I was able to either make the water a whole lot murkier for you guys and like ruin your day because now you have to think a whole lot more, or I hope that I was able to like shed some light on things and help you guys figure out just what exactly works for you. Honestly, I would have rather muddied the waters and made it harder for you, because there is a lot more that you need to consider. It's not cut and dry. Like, nothing in life is ever cut and dry, as I'm sure you guys know if you've made it this far in life. So all that said and done, thank you guys for watching. If you'd love to learn more about eBay businesses in general or my book business in general, please be sure to subscribe below, and please be sure to check out one of my other videos. Sorry, I think it's over there. I don't know. And be sure to subscribe as well. So again, so see you guys in the next video, and thank you guys for watching. And please be sure to help me buy some antique books, because if we're not buying antique books, they get thrown away. So save me and save history, because that's what's happening. So help me out, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.